So
Today's topic is...
brought you here today. No, but for real. So something that's, it's always like shifts in the industry and the people in it.
It's raining.
Oh, is it? Oh, shit. I thought it was like you were raining.
Oh, no. I mean, that too, but that's hidden, so.
We can go. We can after this one too.
Oh, no, I want to do it. I was just alerting you to the drip drop. If you want to go in, you let me know. I'm okay.
I didn't even know this. So one of the shifts in the industry that I have been seeing lately is
I'm drinking.
Did she really throw her hand up?
No.
Oh, I was like, oh my god, I would have put it past her. She saw. She saw.
Yes. I love
Kudos. So, like with all these like new age weddings and stuff like that, there are some things that I love, which is like do things that you want to do at your wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Your wedding day is for you and your partner, and we're sort of like bucking traditions and stuff like that, which is great. But then I feel like there's always people that take something and then take it like to the next level, no matter what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it sort of is, it's not hard to watch, but there's a subgroup of people that are getting married right now. And yes, they're younger, they're, in their 20s. And they're taking the it's my wedding to sort of the extreme where, you're seeing things like a poor guest experience because, the mindset like it's my wedding. Well, it's like, yeah, but you're also a host.
Right.
And you haven't invited these people to
your day, but you're still hosting them.
Yeah.
As a guest at
yeah,
your
like
wedding.
things where it's like, gosh, I'm having a hard time just coming up at the top of my head. But when I see them, I'm like, it's one thing to, just do the things you want to do on your wedding, but then also be a bad host. And like some things just are now taken to that level of you're being a bad host.
Right. Well, and it's like, yeah, it's your wedding and it's your day, but if you're not going to give your guests a good experience, why are you inviting them to your wedding?
Yeah.
Just elope. Have the two of you hanging out and doing whatever you want all the time. But if you're hosting people, you have to think about how your choices are affecting the whole day.
Yeah.
Like people who wait hours and hours for food.
Yeah.
Or
because
it's like
you didn't hire enough people to serve, or
right. Or they're in the hot sun and you didn't get tents, or they're in the rain or whatever.
Yeah. And I feel somewhat entitled to say these things coming as a budget bride myself when we got married.
Oh,
I was fully a budget bride.
Yeah.
But my number one things that I focus on was I want this to be easy for the guests. Like reception and ceremony, they could, walk. They're right next door. It's not like we had to drive an hour in between because I had to book this like, budget reception hall somewhere, but then I wanted somewhere with like a great view. So then I was like, oh, I'm going to compromise and have my guests drive an hour. Like that is a poor guest experience in my opinion. Like,
unless you're providing like an awesome shuttle for everyone to get on and like that's part of the party.
It's like a scenic mountain driver. I don't know, like you're driving through the Grand Canyon to get to the next spot, like something like that. But
or you're like giving everyone snacks on the, on the transit and
or like, just things like that where it's just taken too far of, and again, like if you don't have the budget to like feed 100 people, then maybe consider cutting your guest list. Like again, I had to make all these choices as a budget bride myself.
It's the same if you can't afford to tip when you go out to eat. You don't get to go out to eat where you need to tip. Like it's not just like, oh, we'll cut the tip.
Go to McDonald's.
Go to McDonald's or go
Chipotle even.
Chipotle,
That's like a nicer. There's
you...
places that can fit everything, just like
right.
there's wedding things that can fit every budget. You just may have to invite less people, or if you want that many people, maybe you do have to have it at like the rec center.
Yeah.
Because
and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
That's also like
My wedding was
do
at a
whatever
government
you
building.
want on your wedding day, and it doesn't have to look like anything.
No.
It can be whatever you want.
In fact, it shouldn't have to look like anything.
No.
Back to the bloated wedding situation, like,
right.
We, used to get married at the church, and then you'd be like, everybody come down to, like, the town hall, we'll feed you guys sandwiches after.
It's about the celebration of us getting married and being in love and sharing that with our friends and family. Which, it's turned into something
crazy.
A little different occasionally. Also, there are different, cultures of weddings too. Yeah. Some are 5 days long.
Yeah.
Some are just at the courthouse.
The wedding weekend trend?
I love it.
I feel like I want to do all wedding weekends.
I wanted to do that. I think it's hard. We also had like so many guests, and it was just like, we can't do a wedding weekend. But I love that where it's like all inclusive. You like rent out a whole venue, or you like have places close where people can stay. You have events like welcome events and dinners and like fun stuff for people to do, and then then you can actually hang out with your friends and family too. I feel like sometimes the wedding day gets so rushed, there's not enough time to see everybody.
I know. Oh my gosh. That reminds me of my friend's wedding. She got married in Texas at this place called Camp Lucy, and they have like multiple different wedding sites, but one of them was this one where it was under these like, I don't know, those trees that like drip the moss.
Oh, the Spanish moss.
I think something similar. If it wasn't that, it was something similar. But yeah, it was gorgeous. And then, just like a mile on this dirt road was all this lodging, and they had like these different sections where there would be like a campfire, and then there'd be like 3 little tiny homes like around it, and so it would be like a studio. It would have the bathroom, the bedroom, and then like a small kitchen.
Cute.
Just like open, and then you'd have like 3, and then you'd like go on a little path, and then there'd be like another fire with like 3, and then so we all stayed there. It wasn't a wedding weekend thing, but like that night we all stayed there, came out by the campfire, and then we could have breakfast together.
That's so fun.
So yeah, Camp Lucy in Texas.
Yeah, where did I did one that was
It was really hot though. Cause she got married in like June.
Oh, in Texas.
Oh my God! Okay, so we were bridesmaids, and so it was like we played college soccer together, and so all these girls in our class ended up being really tight, and so we were all bridesmaids like in each other's weddings. She had like 13 bridesmaids, but anyways.
Oh, wow.
So by this point, all the husbands know each other because when we go to these weddings, we end up just hanging out with each other, and we're like, you can eat dinner and like have a nice dinner yourself. And so by this time, they were one of like the last ones to get married that year, and so we're like, we have to go do bridesmaid duties. You guys need to hang out all day. And they're like, okay. So there's a creek running through the place at one point, and like, so I was like, oh, I forgot something at the cabin, or we needed bobby pins, whatever. So I drove back. All the men are shirtless in the creek, just like standing there, beer, and one of them, because no one was there to tell them to put on sunscreen. One of them was beet red.
Wow.
And like, we still bring it up. They're like, yeah, he got really sunburned, and so he was like, didn't take the sun as well as the other boys, and of course, someone was like, let me put sunscreen on you, because you're gonna be in the sun for 8 hours while we're getting ready.
Right.
And then. So they like were fishing and just like drinking beer shirtless. And then I think my husband even said, as the day progressed and guests started arriving, they were like pretending to be trolls, and they're like, you have to pay the troll toll to get across the bridge. And the creek's like this deep, and they're just like, they had a really good time. But
I hope someone got a picture of that.
Yeah.
So good.
There is one, and the sky is bright red.
That's
I can still picture it. So
that's a good wedding story.
Yeah, that was 8 years ago.
Nice.